What's going on, everyone? It's Corey here from the Breakevens, giving you another Supercoach team preview video today. Today, we have the St Kilda Football Club. I would say one of the most relevant teams, surprisingly. A lot of people to talk about who are actual selections, in the Richmond side. I spoke about a lot of people, but most of them probably aren't selections, but this is a lot different. If you did miss that Richmond video, though, or any of the other ones, make sure you go check them out, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to keep up with all AFL Supercoach content, you can find me on X at Breakevens Pod, on Facebook, The Breakevens, and here, of course, on YouTube, The Breakevens. Like, follow, and subscribe to the channel for more AFL Supercoach content and daily Supercoach content all the way up to round one. So let's get into the Saints. The Saints finished 12th in 2024. Probably around about where you'd think they would be. A few outs, a few ins. So let's get into them. The ins, Eamon Armstrong was a Category B rookie. He's come in. James Barrett, pick 32. Hugh Boxall, pick 45. Jack Carroll was delisted, and a free agent has come over from Carlton. Alex Dodson was pick 53. Jack McRae was traded from the Bulldogs. Patrick said pick 60. Alex Taru was pick 10. And Toby Travalia was pick 8. So looking there, obviously Jack McRae big in. Jack Carroll showed signs last season at Carlton. Surprised that they got rid of him. And I've heard good things about Taru and Toby Travalia. So some ins there. Let's go to the outs. So Matthew Allison was delisted. Josh Battle was became a free agent and went to Hawthorn. Riley Bonner was delisted. Tom Campbell was a free agent and went to Melbourne. Brad Crouch retired. Jack Hayes delisted. Ollie Houghton delisted. Tim Membry was delisted and picked up at Collingwood. Ben Patton was delisted. Seb Ross delisted. And James Vance. I don't know. My handwriting is terrible. But anyway, it wasn't relevant. He got delisted as well. So looking there, Battle out, Bonner out, Crouch out, Membry. They played a big part in St Kilda over the last few years. Seb Ross there as well. A few injuries towards the end of his time there. Jack Hayes is very stiff. But it looks like they've brought in Dodson and another guy, which I'll talk about very, very soon. So yeah, have St Kilda really improved? Probably not. Obviously, McRae coming in will help. But apart from that, it's just young guys, really. So let's get into the preseason news. So Toby Travalia is training in the mids and is a big, big chance for round one. Very popular guy. I've been seen at 172K ish. I think if he plays round one, he has the scope to score well. If that's in the mid, if that's off halfback, he can play there. Should be a good selection. Matthias Philippou is looking fit and is playing in the midfield. That's all what we wanted to hear. Don't forget, all this information was from December 2024. Jack McRae has been training in the ones and the twos. What does that mean? Probably not a lot. Obviously, if they if they do intra-club stuff or drills, they've got to split one team into two, basically. So I wouldn't read too much into that. Ari Schoenmaker is looking good in a Battles role. I'm big on him. So keep an eye out. And um, Rowan Marshall was training forward only. Um, and it does say here, what does it say? Max Heath and Harry Boyd, they're looking to play that second ruck role. So Harry Boyd is the person that I was alluding to earlier. They picked him up. He's going to be 99K um, in Supercoach, and it's a big chance to play that second ruck role. So keep an eye on them. But apart from that, not much other news. So let's get into the Supercoach selection. So in the primos, you've got Jack Sinclair at 592K, defender mid. Um, he's been training mid, he's been looking good, but I feel like he's going back on the halfback. Um, just because you got McRae in, you got Steele there, you got Windhager, you got Philippou trying to go through there, you got Travalia who can go through there. If Jack Carroll gets some games, he can play through there. I think it's time that Sinclair goes back onto that halfback, which he scores a lot better in my opinion, off that halfback. Um, so should be a good, slightly cheaper selection. He's in my team right now, um, and we know what he can do. 105 plus can be on the cards. Nasiah Wanganeen Miller at 543 as a defender is that halfback role is locked for him. What can he do? At 543, he's around that 100 mark. He's priced at. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, he's priced on at 100.7. Can he do 105? I don't think he can. I think at the moment he's going to be just like right on that 100 mark. So I think there's more upside with Sinclair, but again, you got to pay an extra 50K for him. So, but Wayne Miller has that halfback role locked. He's going to probably share the kickouts with Sinclair. So he isn't a bad selection at all. Jack Steele at 585K mid. What's his role going to be? Is he still that number one guy? Probably. Does his body hold up? He's had a lot of knocks, a lot of niggles. This is someone a couple of years ago who was averaging 120, and then injuries have struck because there was no one to help him out. He's got help now in McRae, big body Travalia potentially. So are you going to select him at 585? Probably not, in my opinion. But he has the scope to go 110 plus. Rowan Marshall, 603K Ruckman. Um, so is Ross Lyon going to opt with the second ruck? Last season, we lived off is Tom Campbell going to play, Marshall bit down a form at stages, or there was news of a niggle. So it's like, oh yeah, Tom Campbell's going to come in, Rowan Marshall's dead. Is that actually going to happen this year? They got Dodson, they got Boyd. Um, I think Rowan Marshall's still the number one guy. Yes, he's been training forward. I think that's just in case, or getting him ready for if a Boyd or Heath do play, take that role, is more familiarized with that forward role. So keep an eye on it. I'm probably not selecting Marshall just because there's too many questions around his selection. Let's go to the mid-price and value selection. So Ari Schoenmaker, 270K defender, is looking great in the battle role. He's put on some size. He's looking stronger. He's at intercepting mark. He can kick. He's got a booming foot. He can kick at 60 to 65 without even trying. Does he get some kickouts? Maybe a late game. They're down by a couple points. Give it to him. He kicks at 80 meters. There's a chance for a goal. They could really use his foot skills down back, and back down there with Sinclair and Wanganeen Miller. it's starting that their ball use is starting to look good out of the back line. So keep an eye on him. I'm big on him. Hopefully he can stay fit. Mateus Philippou at 313k as a midfielder forward. Can he stay fit? He had a little bit of niggle at the end of last season that kept him out. And how much mid time is he going to get? So he's training in the midfield, which is good to see. Does he get 40% CBAs? If he gets that, we're looking good. But with McRae coming in, they haven't really, but they lost Bonner, but he was in out the side. That they lost Crouch, so maybe there is a spot there for some more mid time for Philippou. Hopefully, for us super coaches, yes, there's plenty in there, and he can do well. He's definitely someone who I'm looking at. And yeah, you sort of see what happens in pre-season. Jack McRae is the other one at 392k as a forward. What's his role going to be? Is it going to be pure mid? If it's pure mid, he's an absolute lock. Is he that mid wing guy, which he can still score well because he's a very good inside and outside player? Or is it like a mid forward role, which if he goes forward, it's going to hurt him a lot? Is he best 22? Yes. Is he a sub risk? No. You got in Jack McRae because he wanted more mid time. Yes, he's around 30, so he's a little bit older, but he's still absolute class. So you brought him in to play midfield, to strengthen your midfield, strengthen your team. I think he's lock. If for whatever reason he's pure outside or is wing forward, then just avoid, go down to a rookie, I reckon. But at this stage, Jack McRae is looking pretty tasty. The rookies, Toby Travali, 177k mid defender. At the moment, he's training in the mids. He looks like an absolute lock if he's named. Is he a sub risk? I don't think he is. I think what they would do with Travalia is maybe start him on the halfback. So this is another guy. So maybe Sinclair does get some mid time and then they interchange, or Travali will go on the bench. And one of the defenders will come off. He'll go straight in there, and then he might get some mid minutes there. But they're definitely training him in the mid because he's that bigger body guy. He's a good kick as well, good IQ. So they're going to look to get games into him. He's not a sub risk. Just how many of these higher priced rookies can you get? But definitely someone to look at. Max Heath, 119k forward ruck. He could be going for that number 2 ruck. It's no guarantee that Lyon will go with the second ruck. But the way things are going with Marshall training a lot of forward to try and work on his craft, Heath is definitely an option there. And I'll go straight to Harry Boyd, who hasn't been added to Supercoach yet, but he is going to be 99k because he's an SSP selection. So he's looking like the preferred option for that number 2 ruck. If again, Lyon goes for it, and if he is named, you lock him in at your R3. Some people like to use that as a loop. That's completely fine. 99k guy, if he's playing number 2 ruck, you could probably put him in for a 70, maybe 75. And at 99k, he's going to shoot up 250, 300, maybe even 350k if he has, a few big ones. So keep an eye out for Harry Boyd. As soon as he's added to Supercoach, he's going in my team. So that's that. Let's go through the buys and the fixture. So the Saints aren't playing round 0. They have their first buy in round 13, which is the best buy. Why is that? Because it's only St Kilda and Fremantle. So the strategy here is early on, get these St Kilda and Fremantle guys in. So when you have those early buys, those earlier buys from round 2, 3, 4, they're going to play because there's no round 0. Round 12, you've got Carlton North, Port and Bulldogs, which is a tough buy. So instead of going, um, let's say like a Trelaw, you go a Sarong, or you don't start with a Butters and you go that Sarong. Um, with North, do you want to start Sheasel? I'd probably still start Sheasel if I'm being honest. But if you start a Sinclair over, um, like a Nick Newman or somebody like that, you're going to have that extra person playing in round 12. And then, let's say you got Schoenmaker, he's made you 200K, he's up to 450. Round 13 by, boom, you can get that Nick Newman, or depending on your team, you can get a Butters, you can get a Bont if you have that DPP. So they have the best buy. You should try and target them as much as possible. We've got Sinclair, you got Schoenmaker, you got McRae, you got Philippou. If you want to risk it on Marshall or a Steele, you've got them there. They are a very relevant side because of that buy and the way players are priced. It makes them good super coach selections. And into the fixtures now. So round 1, they have the Crows away. They have the Cats in round 2 at home. The Tigers round 3 at home. Round 4, they have Port away. They play GWS in round 5 away, and that's Gather Round. And in round 6, they have the Bulldogs away, but it's at Marvel where they play anyway. So not too big of a change there. Looking at that, they've got the Tigers, which you'd think they'd beat. But apart from that, tough pickings. They play Freo twice, the Cats twice, Giants twice, D's twice, Tigers twice, Dogs twice. Tough fixtures. I think Saints are going to finish 10 to 12 once again. I'm sorry, Saints fans, but your fixtures aren't great. Yeah, it is what it is. So that's going to do it for today's video. So St Kilda is done. If you missed any of the other videos, make sure you go check them out, give them a like, and subscribe to the channel for more AFL Supercoach content, daily uploads till round 1. You can find me on X at Breakevens Pod, on Facebook, The Breakevens, or here on YouTube, The Breakevens. Like, follow, and subscribe on all those channels. If you have any questions, so DM me, put it in the comments, tag me, whatever it is, I will help answer those questions. But thank you all again for watching and listening. And until tomorrow, it's bye for now.